one thing I'm always fascinated by is how do you know when you have maybe the wrong team member on the team, or it's just someone going through a rough patch, right? Someone that maybe they're having an issue at home, or they're dealing with a sick parent, or something where they're not 100% focused at work. But so how do you know when it's time to cut bait with someone that's just not on the right? They're not. They shouldn't be on the bus, versus they're just going through a tough time. How do you kind of figure that out? How do you handle those situations?
Yeah, that's a hard one to deal with because, I mean, obviously there were good things about them that made you bring them on. There was some performance there that you were happy about, and suddenly that performance is not there. There could be a lot going on with that, but I think first and foremost is knowing that person on a level that's not just measured by what they're achieving.
Right.
Because if you don't do that, you're never going to get to what the real answer is. If you don't take the time to develop that relationship with a person, I mean, there might be a very high performing technician who's been doing great for years. You kind of have to look at the whole body of their work and not just where they are in the moment. And I think sometimes we look at what our needs are as management, and we look at the goals that we're not going to meet because, and we get so ingrained in that we forget that there's been this entire body of work that at one point was great. So I think that it's just a matter of approaching that person, having a real conversation with them, doing your best to give them what they need to get back on track. But I always ask myself these two questions. Have I done everything that I can do? Have I given them the proper training? Have I given them the encouragement? Have I been patient? Have I, all those things? And two, how is it affecting the rest of the team?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you've got all these people who are depending on you, not just the one. And so there's a book that I recommend called Necessary Exits. It might be Necessary Endings, actually.
Endings. Yeah. Yep.
But it's a really, really great book to kind of help explain some of that and help you through those processes. But I have a tendency to be a person who thinks that I can fix a lot of people because it's just a joy. And so I've been guilty in the past of hanging on too long,
Sure.
when it was really just time to make that decision. So it is a fine line, but knowing the person, looking at the entire body of work and giving it everything you've got will help you sleep a lot better at night.